He leaned back in his chair, lips curling into that smirk I once mistook for charm, and spat it out like a knife to the gut. I booked rooms for me, my ex, and the kids. There, my real love. The world around us, the clinking glasses, the muffled laughter of strangers, the smell of salt from the ocean, blurred into silence. I smiled. Not wide, not broken, just enough to keep him blind. Then I stood, smoothed my dress, and walked away. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I let hours pass as his calls stacked unanswered on my phone. That silence wasn't weakness. It was the opening move. Backstory. I met him when I was 19. He was older, magnetic, reckless in ways that felt like freedom. He taught me to laugh too loudly, to drink champagne at midnight, to believe in something wild. We built a life from scratch, mortgage, children, dinners that felt like rituals. I trusted him the way you trust air, invisible, unquestioned, necessary. Until one day, the air turned toxic. Discovery. It began with the smell of perfume that wasn't mine. Then the late-night showers. The secretive smiles at texts he never explained. But the truth didn't knock, it kicked the door in. Her name flashed on his phone when he carelessly left it on the counter. Can't wait to see you. Same room as before? I didn't confront him then. I just memorized the pattern. His passwords. The way he whispered in another tone, softer than the one he used with me. The way he erased only certain call logs, leaving gaps that screamed louder than any confession. The betrayal wasn't a single moment. It was a collection of cuts, shallow but relentless, until I was bleeding in silence. The shift. I should have cried. I should have asked why. But instead, I went still inside, like a predator lowering its heartbeat before the strike. I wasn't going to leave shattered. I wasn't going to be the abandoned wife he pitied later. I was going to write the ending myself. So I smiled at dinners. I packed his bags when he traveled. I let him believe he was untouchable. Meanwhile, I was busy. Copying financial records, photographing love notes he carelessly tossed, calling lawyers under fake names, setting the stage piece by piece. Every silence was a seed. Execution. By the time we left for the family trip, everything was in place. He thought he controlled the narrative, thought he'd humiliate me in some cheap hotel, flaunt his ex in front of me, make me beg. But while he packed his shirts, I packed documents. Joint accounts drained into one solely in my name. Mortgage transferred into my control. Custody filings sealed and waiting. When he sneered across that table, announcing his real love, I knew he was already standing on quicksand. I let him walk to his room, holding her hand, the kids confused and silent. I didn't follow. Instead, I left. Quietly. Drove off in the car that was now legally mine, carrying the kids' passports and birth certificates in the trunk. By dawn, I had checked into another hotel 2 towns over. By noon, my lawyer had filed the papers. By night, his accounts were frozen, his credit cards declined, his phone exploding with calls that never reached me. Climax. The confrontation came 3 days later. He stormed into the lobby of my lawyer's office, ragged from sleepless nights, dragging the ex by the wrist. His voice cracked, not with anger, but panic. "You can't do this! The kids!" I looked him in the eye for the first time since that dinner. Calm. I had rehearsed this moment in my mind 100 times, and now it played out sweeter than I imagined. The kids are safe. With me. And legally, that's where they'll stay. He blinked, realizing too late. His empire wasn't built on love. It was built on arrogance. And I had dismantled it, brick by brick, in silence. She tugged his arm, already tired of the drama. His real love looked at him differently now, like she was realizing she'd boarded a sinking ship. The lawyer slid the papers across the table. His hands trembled as he signed, because he had no choice. Every angle was covered, every move anticipated. And I sat there, steady, unbroken. Resolution. Revenge wasn't loud. It wasn't fireworks or screaming matches in hotel lobbies. It was silence. Silence that stripped him of control. Silence that gave me back my life. He expected me to shatter. Instead, I walked away whole, carrying everything that mattered: my children, my future, my power. He lost more than money, more than face. He lost the one thing he never thought I'd take: the story. Because when people ask, what happened, I don't give details, I just smile. And that smile, the one he never understood, is the only answer he'll ever get.